What's going on, spiritual family? Mr. Eden back again, blessing y'all with another video. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about making God your only plan, right? The reason why I want to talk about this is because yesterday, I officially quit my job. I officially quit my 9-to-5 job, right? Because as of recently, I realized it's been too many cycles in my life that has kept me stagnant for a long period of time. Whether it's my relationships, my friendships, my jobs, some certain family members. And as of recently, and I think it has to do with the whole quarantine thing, I had time to myself to really sit back and think. Like I said in one of my previous videos, you guys have to learn how to assess your wagon. Assess the weight that you carry. Start realizing the things that are holding you back. Because a lot of y'all want to move in a certain direction, but it's either y'all are unable to move or y'all are moving too slow. Y'all are moving too slow, right? And I have come to the realization that a lot of these cycles, I have to cut them off. As of recently, I've cut off a lot of friends, certain family members, you know what I mean? I cut off certain habits, and I officially quit my 9-to-5 job. And it all happened so suddenly. It was just one day, the day that I quit, I was just at my job, and I realized that everybody there just kept calling my name to do everything. And I'm a hard worker, but the thing is, when people realize you're a hard worker, they take advantage of that. They start to take advantage of that, and they start using you for a lot of stuff. And the thing is, the person that kept calling me, she was injured. She had just recently got a surgery done on her foot, so she was unable to do certain things. And I had no problem helping her. But the whole thing is, there was a lot more people there that she could have called. But she knows that I'm a hard worker, and she knows that I'm going to get the job done, and that a majority of the people there weren't able to work the same way I was able to work. No shade on anybody, because everybody has their own way of working, right? But she called somebody else to do something. That person told us that this is his job description, so he's not gonna do that. So she told me to do it because she didn't want it to be messed up. But at that same time, I had this feeling in my soul. This feeling in my soul that I was just ready to go. I was just ready to walk up out of there. And the whole thing is, the money that I was making there, it took care of my responsibilities and stuff like that, but barely. Then I have a lot more people depending on me, and I would like to have enough money to provide for them. You know what I mean? I have family members depending on me. You know, so I think about it like this. In that moment, when I thought about walking out, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it in a more professional way. And I pulled my manager to the side, and I was like, I wanted to wait until the end of my shift to tell you this, but today's gonna be my last day. And the funny thing is, she understood where I was coming from. Right? And this is somebody who I've known for a couple years. Before I had this job, I worked with her at my previous job before this one, right? And she's the reason why I even got up in there. But the whole thing is, the fact that she understood where I was coming from, I respected that because I thought she was gonna go off. You know how certain managers are. And I told her straight up, I was like, the reason why I didn't walk out is because I didn't want to do you dirty. I didn't want to just leave you in the cold like that. And she was like, but if you leave, I'm going to be in the cold regardless. And I was like, I understand that. but I feel the need to pursue my own dreams. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, the greatest investment that you can make is in yourself. Let me repeat that. The greatest investment that you can make is in yourself. I started realizing, because I just recently got back in the gym. The sun is shining on me right now. You know, God's shining on me right now. You see I'm glowing, man, taking care of my skin, taking care of myself. But the thing is, I started going back to the gym and going to work, then having to come home and then try to go to the gym. I was so tired and drained because of all the things that I had to do. I didn't even have enough time to do it. Today was one of the best workouts that I've had in a long time. Today was one of the best workouts that I've had in a long time. And I pray to God that they keep getting better and better. Because where I want to be physically, I have to put in the time for it. I have to put in the time for it. And that's why I wanted to make this video to tell y'all, let God be your only plan. A lot of people live in this constant fear of, oh, I have to have a plan B. Oh, if this doesn't work out, I'm done. Oh, I have to make this work because there's nothing else out there for me. But I'm unhappy though. It's that whole thing. When I was about to leave, the assistant manager called the main manager and asked, and I was talking to her, and she asked me what can she do for me, and I told her nothing really. You know what I mean? I'm just done. I feel like I have to go and create my own lane. You know what I mean? Because before all this stuff happened, that's where I was heading to. I was creating my own lane. Like I said in my previous videos, I used to make music. I was creating my own lane. But then I let a relationship knock me off of that. I let a female knock me off of that. And that's why I say a female can either be your biggest supporter or your biggest distraction as a man. A female can either be a man's biggest supporter or his biggest distraction. You know what I mean? But either way you look at it, you learn. You learn. If a woman distracts you, you learn to never let another woman distract you again. You learn how to move like a boss. You learn how to move like a boss. You don't let nobody else control you. You call the shots. And that was my whole thing. That was my screen just turned dark. Hopefully that was just the screen, but that was my whole thing. I told myself, I was like, I have to. It was like I said, we were together for 2 years, but throughout that 2 years, I kept thinking, I'm like, is this really the best thing for me? I feel like nothing is happening for me. I feel like she's not really pushing me to be my best self, but I was pushing her to be her best self. But the whole thing is, at the end of it all, I would say that I learned some valuable lessons from her. I learned how to be more compassionate towards people. I learned how to look at the world in a different, you know what I mean, perspective, in a different way. So yeah, I did learn a lot from her. But as a man, on my purpose, when I was at work, working, she should have been able to, keep me on that, keep me focused. Keep me focused, but she took me away from all that. She took me away from all that. I let her take her away from my family. I let her take me away from my family. I let her take me away from God. I lost myself. But I felt like I had to lose myself in order to rediscover myself. That's just the way God works. God already knows what's about to happen. He already knows. But when that thing happens, he already knows what's about to happen after. The whole thing is, right, you're able to only see a couple feet in front of you. God, though, he's able to see miles in front of you. He already knows what's coming up miles in front of you. So that's why I'm telling y'all, let God be your only plan. Trust in him 100%. Give him 100% of your faith. And you're going to get where you need to be. Stop living in fear. Stop living in fear. I tell people, I was telling one of my family members the other day, I had to talk with him. I told him this. I said, stop trying to project an image into space. Stop trying to project an image in outer space. That's a lot of space to fill. Allow God to fill the right spaces in your life. Only then can you be abundant. Only then will you be prosperous. When you let God do his work. That's another reason why I told y'all, assess your wagon. Assess the weight that you carry. Learn how to remove certain things. Empty out that wagon.